So, what really happens when you eat just one meal a day? A lot of people think it's about starving yourself, but it's not. Not at all. It's more like you're flipping a powerful biological switch that most of us in this modern world have never even touched. Today, we are going to find out exactly what that switch does. I love this quote because it paints such a clear picture of the problem, right? When we're constantly eating, our body is always in storage mode. It never ever gets a chance to clean house. But what happens when you finally lock the doors and stop the deliveries? Well, that's when the cleaning crew comes out. All right, we're going to walk through this whole 23-hour journey, hour by hour, so you can see precisely what's happening on the inside. So, let's start the clock. Okay, the clock officially starts the second you finish your meal. And for these first 4 hours or so, you're deep in the digestion phase. Your body is basically flooded with energy from that food, and in response, your pancreas releases a really key hormone, insulin. Now, think of insulin like a one-way valve. It's fantastic at pushing energy into your cells, but it also locks the door behind it, so no energy can get out. Your fat cells, they're basically locked vaults. Any extra energy you've eaten gets stored as something called glycogen. You can think of that like easy access cash in your wallet. But here's the kicker. During this phase, burning your own body fat is biologically impossible. Off the table. So, somewhere around hours 6 to 8, that easy energy from your meal is pretty much gone. And this, right here, is where most people give up. Your brain gets a signal that the easy cash is running low, and this hunger hormone called ghrelin starts to spike. You feel that first rumble in your stomach. But here's the crucial thing to understand. This is not an emergency. It's not starvation, it's just your body asking for permission to switch fuel sources. It's kind of like a car that's only ever run on gas suddenly being asked to switch over to its backup battery. It might sputter for a second, but it's a totally normal transition as your liver starts burning through that stored glycogen. Now we're getting to the good stuff. By the 12-hour mark, your glycogen stores, that easy cash, are hitting critically low levels. Your body now has to make a choice. Does it shut down, or does it finally unlock the vault? And of course, because you are a finely tuned survival machine, your body unlocks the vault. This is the moment the magic happens. Insulin is now at its lowest point, which finally flips the switch on an enzyme that literally opens up your fat cells. For the first time in hours, maybe even days for some people, your body starts to effectively burn its own stored fat for energy. And as we push past that 12-hour mark, something amazing starts to happen. Usually between hours 14 and 16, those hunger pangs, they often just vanish. So why does that happen? Because you've switched fuel sources. Running on glucose from food is like being on an energy roller coaster, up and down all day. But running on your own body fat, that provides this steady, flat line of energy from what we call ketones. You have a battery pack that can run for weeks. And you know who really loves this new fuel? Your brain. It absolutely thrives on ketones. They're like a super fuel. They burn cleaner than glucose, which means they produce less metabolic smoke, or what scientists call oxidative stress. And this is exactly why so many people report that brain fog suddenly lifts. Your focus gets razor sharp, and really, it makes perfect evolutionary sense, right? A hungry hunter needs to be sharp and focused, not sleepy. All right, now we're entering the phase where the most profound benefits of the fast really start to kick in. This is your body's internal maintenance cycle, a deep clean that, let's be honest, rarely gets a chance to run in our modern world. Right around hour 18, we hit a massive milestone, a process that has literally won Nobel Prizes and is the focus of intense anti-aging research finally gets turned on. We're talking about autophagy. Autophagy literally means self-eating. Now that sounds a little scary, but it's your body's ultimate cleaning crew. With no new building materials coming in from food, your cells start scavenging for junk. Misfolded proteins, worn-out cell parts, even viruses. They break all this junk down and recycle it into brand new, pristine parts. This is deep cellular repair. It's the closest thing we have to a real-life fountain of youth. This is always the first question people ask. It is hands down the most common myth about fasting. If your body is breaking things down, it must be sacrificing your precious muscle, right? Well, it turns out your body is way, way smarter than that. Because as you get deeper into the fast, your body unleashes a powerful countermeasure. Human growth hormone, or HGH, can spike by over 2,000%. And no, that's not a typo. This isn't a small change, it's a massive hormonal shift designed for one very specific purpose. HGH essentially puts a force field around your lean muscle tissue. It's your body's way of saying, hey, we have a whole shed full of firewood outside, that's your body fat. Do not burn the furniture to heat the house, that's your muscle. This incredible combination of low insulin and super high HGH lets you preserve your muscle while you rapidly burn fat. It's an amazing system. So, the fast itself is incredibly powerful, but what you do next is just as important. See, after 23 hours, you're not weak, you're optimized. Your cells are like a dry sponge, ready to soak up everything. So what you eat now matters like twice as much. You really need to treat this meal as building material, not just a reward. Start with high-quality protein to give your body all those amino acids it needs for repair. Then follow up with healthy fats to keep that fat-burning machinery humming along. And finally, a huge volume of vegetables to get those essential minerals like potassium and magnesium. Now, if you're thinking about trying this, it's so important to be smart about it. Jumping from 6 meals a day to just one is going to be a shock to your system. So let's look at a few practical tips to make this transition smooth and, most importantly, safe. First off, expect some headaches or maybe some weakness in the beginning. This is usually just an electrolyte imbalance. The fix is super simple, just a pinch of sea salt in your water. And please, don't just jump into the deep end. Ease your body into it. Start by pushing breakfast back an hour, then 2, then eventually just skip it altogether. Let your body adapt. And this part right here is absolutely non-negotiable. Fasting is a form of stress on the body. So if you are pregnant or nursing, if you have a history of eating disorders, if you're on medication for diabetes or blood pressure, or if you have thyroid issues, you must consult your doctor before you even think about attempting this. This is for healthy adults. Hey, if you're finding this hour-by-hour breakdown useful for understanding your own biology, do me a quick favor and hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives just like this one. Let's end with this thought. We've all been taught to fear hunger, to see it as some kind of emergency. But it's not. It's just a signal. And it's a signal you can learn to control. You stop being a slave to your blood sugar. You're not starving. You're actually letting your body heal and thrive. So the final question is, after seeing this incredible timeline of repair and optimization that's possible inside your own body, are you ready to flip that switch?